One of the people I was watching the show with was joking that Todd Howard was actually in the audience and just sitting behind somebody and just putting his finger further and further up somebody's ass. Just like, woo, woo, woo! I mean, that's basically exactly what it sounded like.
Nice.
Welcome to the Good Games Podcast. My name is James.
I'm Leo.
And I'm John.
Today, gentlemen, it's the Electronic Entertainment Expo 2019.
Woo!
Yeah. Lots of people shilling games.
Tits.
Lots of
games.
What did you watch?
Nope. I watched X3. That was a different one.
Oh.
That was a different one.
Oh,
Sorry.
The Adult Entertainment Expo. That's probably a thing.
It probably is.
That's not what it's called, though.
John, what? By the way, confirmed, and John knows what it's called.
Sorry, John. No, I don't know the official name.
What's it called, John?
I don't know. It's not called X3.
Oh, sure.
Oh, okay.
Sure you don't
All right,
know.
gotcha. Right, yep, sure.
Pornhub Expo.
Right. John's already got his ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So this year, before we get started, we're doing the same thing we did last year, right? We're going to go conference by conference, game by game, grade the conferences, and talk about the games we're excited for. Is that
Sounds
what we're
good.
doing?
Sure.
Do we want to address the fact that
Yes.
there was two companies that were not doing their traditional pressers at E3, Sony and EA. EA did have some sort of they had like a streaming show, but Sony just said, fuck it, we're out. What do you guys make of that?
Yeah, so I guess I need a little bit of context because, I don't understand what the hell happened. Like, I heard something about Sony not being there. And
well, here's the thing. Here's what I see happening. Ever since Nintendo stopped doing their traditional E3 presser. I mean, Nintendo still has a presence there. They're still demoing games on the show floor, but they stopped doing the live press conferences in favor of Nintendo Directs. And now Sony, very recently, has taken the same approach because I think companies are realizing that, oh wait, we don't need these big expensive stage shows to get people's attention. We can just do a pre-recorded streaming presentation and people will watch it.
But I mean, feel like they're losing. I feel like they're losing the magic of E3. You know what I'm saying? That ridiculous, over the top stage show stuff is the whole reason we're excited about E3. And I don't know. I'm just
but that was kind of my question. Is that the way of the future? These pre-recorded streaming things like Nintendo Direct and whatever the hell Sony calls theirs. Or is this or do we think Sony's going to be back next year with PlayStation 5?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Okay. So PlayStation 5, but it's on Sony's, whatever they call it, Sony Play, State of Play? Yeah, I think.
Is that a thing? So is that has that been revealed already, the State of Play or whatever?
Yeah, they've had 2 of those already. I mean, they didn't do one in conjunction with E3, but they've started doing Nintendo Direct style presentations where they hype the games that are coming out soon and announce new games.
I think Sony's ascended to the level of Nintendo where they've sold a shit ton of consoles, 2-to-1 PlayStation 4s to Xboxes. So they're like, screw you guys, we don't need E3 anymore. We'll just do what Nintendo does and have our own conference.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this isn't going to work in the long run. I don't know. I think it's fine if that's where we move to going forward. I just think that that's definitely an end of an era that's pretty significant, man. I don't think hype levels will ever reach the magnitudes of previous big reveals in E3. Remember 2 years ago, or was it 3 years ago, the FF7 reveal along with Shenmue 3 Kickstarter reveal?
Yeah, that was pretty good. But
I was like, epic.
do
You
you
will never
need
get that again.
do you need the big like crazy stage shows to have that, or
No, I'm
like
saying like it's fine. Like us, we don't technically need it, but I think it's not about the stage shows. It's about the commitment to get everyone together into one location for
mm,
1 week and reveal all this shit all at once. And if we're not
mm.
going to do that, we're just going to like piecemeal it throughout the year. That's fine. I think it's fine, but it's just not going to be the same. I don't think things will ever be the same, and that's sad.
So how are we grading Sony? Is this an F? Is this a not applicable? Is this a
I haven't
needs
even really even
improvement? Is
seen
this...
anything from Sony, so
No,
I'm
I
not
just
prepared
mean
to
their
grade them.
lack of presence. Like, what do we
Oh.
like? If we're grading each conference,
Sure.
they didn't have one, so not
Yeah.
applicable.
I'm going to give them a
Dash.
good hard double F minus.
Oh, double F minus. Ouch.
They need to, think about their life choices and, recoup for next year and come back bigger than ever.
Yeah. I know the PlayStation, the next console generation, the PlayStation 5's on the horizon. So, I'm going to give them a needs improvement on their report card.
Sure.
I'm going to say needs improvement. Get me hyped for PS5, man. Tell me why I need this next console. That's my grade. John?
I think it's kind of harsh to give them any grade, so I'm going to get them a pass with an NA or a dash.
All right.
But next year, they're going to be on a harsher scale because they got to deliver.
Ooh,
yeah. But the thing is, like, if you don't make them feel bad now, then they're not going to necessarily come next year.
Mm-hmm. Because they're definitely listening to this podcast right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Sure.
They're going to hear this and go, oh, well, we can't sit with this needs improvement and double F minus. That's not right.
All right, next conference. EA, I mean, they didn't have a traditional press conference, but they kind of had a weird blend of it was live, but it was also streamed. I don't know what the hell it was. They called it EA Play. They showed off, the first game they showed off was Jedi Fallen Order. What were you guys' reaction to this?
I didn't see this.
I liked it a lot.
What? Leo, what?
It's
It
impressive.
wasn't at
Leo. You should
E3. I
watch
didn't
it.
see it, man.
It was kind of at E3. Okay, well, John, you and I are going to have a conversation about this game. It knocked my fucking socks off. I am so
Hold on.
excited.
Guys, you talk about it. I'm going to watch it, and then I'll get back for the last bit of it.
Here's the thing. Ever since EA has acquired the exclusive license to make Star Wars games, they basically have fuck all to show for it, right? They have two Battlefront games that are mired in controversy. That's the only games that they've put out, which, oof. So I was not really that excited, not expecting much. It's Star Wars, so I can't say I'm not excited, but I wasn't expecting anything out of Jedi Fallen Order. This, they had a low bar, but they really impressed with this one. This looks like the spiritual successor to one of my favorite Star Wars franchise video games, Jedi Knight. This looks like the spiritual sequel to Jedi Knight, and I could not be more pleased with what I saw.
So how do you feel, James, about the slower gameplay style and the traversal mechanics that they've demoed in the the videos?
Slower? What do you mean slower? Slower compared to what?
Respawn is infamously known for like Titanfall and all that, where they have really high octane wall running, jump here, jump there. Parkour.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're comparing this to other Respawn games. I haven't played Titanfall. I haven't really dug into any of their other games. So, I mean, my only point of comparison is like the other Jedi Knight games, which I don't think that's like I think that was definitely a source of inspiration for Jedi Fallen Order. I mean, it's in the title, Jedi, right? But that's just a Star Wars word. But my other sources of evidence, the main character's name is Cal Kestis.
Yeah.
The protagonist of the Jedi Knight series, Kyle Katarn. Cal Kestis, Kyle Katarn. That's not a coincidence. Also, the way I can't remember the co-directors' names. The way they were describing the games, they were like, "Oh, we have like all the classic Force powers that you know and love." I'm like, all the classic Force powers that we know and love from Jedi Knight, and he's like, "Yeah, we got like Force push, Force pull." It was like all the like.
What about the slow motion? Like that was new, right? Like that's weird.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. I mean, it looks because they demoed slow motion two different ways. There's like a freeze sort of thing that almost similar to what Kylo Ren does to like blaster bolts, and then in was it Force Awakens? I think he freezes Rey. It like does like a stop, like a force stop.
And they were explaining that it's canon because of the force stop thing.
Yep, because of the new Disney Star Wars movies. And I think I only watched the trailer once, so I'm going off of memory here. I think they also showed. Yeah, they did. They showed like a where time slows down. Like your character still moves at normal speed, but the environment and all of the enemies and everything else around you slows down. That was actually in the old Jedi Knight games. They called that force speed, I think. But yeah, no, it looks great. It looks cool. Like I can. I want it. It looks great.
Okay, I took a look.
It looks really good.
This looks solid. I'm on board.
I know.
I'm on board.
I know. I was so pleasantly surprised.
This is what what was that really shitty game that they did?
This is like that shitty game that
no. It's what
The Force Unleashed.
This is what Force Unleashed should have been.
Yeah, I was not a Force Unleashed fan.
I think there was. I heard some people complain about the speed of the game and the traversal being really slow, and I'm just like, dude, it's what makes this game unique. Like, I kind of want a slow and more thoughtful.
Well, it's more grounded in realism. I mean, as far as Star Wars realism gets, like it's not like where it's a realistic universe, but Unleashed was just way over the top, it's on the other side of the spectrum. So it's that slower pace. It just gives you a little bit more sort of a grounded feeling, and the physics looks really like rewarding, slicing people and stuff. And
the other thing the other thing I'm excited for is the two co-directors gave an interview where they were like, hey, this game's like non-linear. Like if you don't want to do, because they demoed like a mission on Kashyyyk. They're like, yeah, that's like the story mission, but like if you don't want to do that, like you can go to like one of the other planets and just mess around on that planet. They cited
that sounds good.
They cited Metroid as in, you guys know how much I love Metroid. They cited Metroid as a big influence for their level design. They cited the Wind Waker as influence for their combat design because they wanted to have like a targeting mechanic where the character could lock onto an enemy. And anyway, and they also cited Dark Souls as a reference, which they were like, yeah, like Dark Souls is known for its like punishing difficulty, which we definitely don't want to have a game that's, because this is going to be played by a lot of people, and that's like one of the things that makes that. Yeah,
I hope it's like Dark Souls in the sense that you can't just mash the button and hope to win, basically.
Exactly, and that's what he said. He was like, we wanted to have like I think he had like, I can't remember what he called it, but he's like, we wanted to make the combat a little bit thoughtful, which it looked like that was sort of the thing. Like you could see some of the, like in one of the boss fights, you could see one of the boss had like a long wind up on his attack, which was kind of telegraphed, and you could like dodge and punish it, which felt very Soulsy-ish to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks really great. I am so pleasantly surprised. I am excited for Jedi Fallen Order. Anything else on that? EA also showed off Apex Legends Season 2, a new legend, Battlefield 5 with a fuck ton of maps. They showed off FIFA 20, Madden 20, and
a long time on FIFA.
Oh, yeah, they did. A long time on Madden.
FIFA sells a lot.
I know it does.
True.
Why do people like that game? I don't know. Somebody's going to have to explain that to me. If you're listening to this and you like FIFA, please tell me. Explain why. Especially explain to me, if you like FIFA or Madden, explain to me, and you buy these games every year, explain to me why. Like, I don't get it. Like, what? Obviously people are doing it, or else they wouldn't be making these games. But, like, people are buying these games every single year. I don't get it. It's the same game. Like, what are you paying for? I don't know. Somebody's going to have to explain that to me. They also showed off it looked to be a very large expansion for The Sims 4 Island Living. I don't know. Do we have any? Yeah. Do we have any thoughts on any of those games? I don't really care about anything else they showed off.
It seems to me like really the only major thing worth noting is Jedi Fallen Order, because the rest of it is just kind of meh.
Yeah. That was kind of my takeaway.
That's surprising, honestly.
I am going to give EA a B solely on the strength of the apparent strength of Jedi Fallen Order. If you make me a good Star Wars game, I am a happy boy. And yeah, I don't know. God, please don't fuck this up, EA. Please don't fuck it up. Like, it looks good. Please be good.
All right, what's your score, John?
I'm going to give EA a D.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I think you're right on about Fallen Order, James. Like, I think that game looks really promising, but I think just EA in general didn't really have anything to show, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah, not other than Jedi Fallen Order. They had fuck all to show other than Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah. I guess I would kind of say both of those. Like,
yeah.
Jedi Fallen Order, B+, just for that game.
Yeah, yeah.
EA as a whole,
yeah.
I don't know, F, really.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed.
Yeah. If you're not into Star Wars, you are not into EA's, whatever they called it, EA Play. All right, oh boy. The next conference was Microsoft, and they showed a motherfucking shitload of video games. I don't know how we want to tackle this. Do we want to just do a speed round through all of it? Okay.
Just do highlights. Let's just do some highlights.
There's 60 games in total.
There's a motherfucking shitload.
No, just things that stood out, I think, is fine. You know, I'm
going to go over some of these, and you guys cut me off if you find any of this interesting. They showed their first game was The Outer Worlds. It looked like Borderlands and BioShock fucked. Their second... I put some notes on these specifically so I could just run them down quickly. Their second game was Bleeding Edge. Looks like a multiplayer brawler, kind of like Overwatch. Ori and the Will of the Wisps got a release date, February 11th. Their next game was Minecraft Dungeons. Looks like a Minecraft dungeon crawler, Diablo style.
Looks interesting.
I'd like to know your thoughts on this one, on the Microsoft Minecraft Dungeons.
I love Minecraft. I think that game's fucking amazing. I don't know that I need a Minecraft-themed dungeon crawler. I mean, I don't know. I'll wait and see. If the reviews are good, I might check it out. But that's not what I go to Minecraft for.
Agreed. I
think it's targeting kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think it's targeting just these damn kids playing Minecraft on their cell phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Their next game was a big surprise. A Blair Witch game. What the hell?
Yeah, it's pretty random.
Very weird. The next game, Cyberpunk 2077, I am super excited for.
Oh, yes.
Big surprise, Keanu Reeves came out on stage. He's starring as Johnny Silverhand, one of the, I guess, main characters of Cyberpunk 2077.
Dude, Keanu Reeves is so humble, by the way. Like, he just...
He's one of the greatest human beings on Earth.
I loved when that guy just like shouted, "You're breathtaking!" and he's like, "Oh, yeah, thank you. You are also breathtaking."
Yeah, that was like so his polite. Natural reaction to that, which is great.
I know, right? Yeah, he's just like such a chill dude. And you know what? You put CK Project Red on a game,
whatever they're called,
and then you give me Keanu. You give me Keanu Reeves on a game.
Yeah.
And then you give me body mods.
Yeah.
Sold.
Yeah. Very, very excited for Cyberpunk 2077. We finally got a release date. We're going to have to wait a while on this one. April 16th of 2020. But I don't know. Hopefully
it's less than a year.
Be good, yeah. They announced the return of Flight Simulator, which was...
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. I have a low-key... like huge amount of hype level for that.
Oh, Flight Simulator. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That might have been the most important reveal of the entire Microsoft conference for me.
I think that is fairly significant because there is a big cult following for that game that hasn't seen a new version 10 years. Basically.
Yeah. It said like it was powered by like Google Earth or something. So I don't know if you can like flight sim over the whole Earth or something. I don't know. I don't know what that meant. Powered by Google Earth.
What that like whole genre is missing is like hyper realism for like the actual terrain and cities and stuff. Like the planes and everything is fine, but if you can like fly over Paris and actually see like real locations and then like maybe even like cars and dude.
Flight Simulator. Psychonauts 2 I'm excited for, and now I'm also very worried because they showed another trailer without gameplay and without a release date. Not only do they not have a release date, they don't even have a release window for Psychonauts, and it's still supposed to come out this year. They also announced Microsoft acquired Double Fine, which whatever, that seems to be their MO lately, just buying up lots of studios. I would feel really weird if I was one of the many people that backed Psychonauts 2 through crowdfunding and now Microsoft bought Double Fine. That would make me feel weird, but whatever.
I guess
it worked out for Oculus Rift,
I suppose. Next one, I didn't know what this was. They started showing Star Wars stuff again. It is Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and it looks to me like they completely remade all of the classic it's not like a remaster of the original Lego Star Wars games. This looks to be like a brand new thing. So yeah, that'll be interesting.
6 movies, 1 game, apparently.
No, John. 9 movies, 1 game. This is going to cover all of
movies?
them. 9 movies. The Skywalker Saga. This is coming out in 2020, at which point the Skywalker Saga will be finished. The latest Star Wars movie will be out in holiday 2020. I think that's when Lego Star Wars is going to be launching.
Spoilers? Does Skywalker die in the end of the 9th movie?
Who's Skywalker? That's the question.
Luke Skywalker? Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, maybe.
John clearly has not seen The Last Jedi. The next game was Project Z. Is a Dragon Ball Z action role-playing game. That was kind of surprising. There's so many Dragon Ball games.
Kakarot. It's Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Next game, I personally...
Kakarot.
Bro, you butchered Kakarot, dude. It's Goku. Kakarot.
Yeah.
John, also clearly too young for memes.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm going to send you a really funny video, John. You got to watch.
All right, I'll check it out.
Next game I personally am very interested in. 12 minutes. It looks like it's like a time loop murder mystery style game. Forza Horizon 4. I almost fell asleep in this trailer until Lego cars started racing around, and then I uttered words I never thought I would say. Hey, Forza Horizon 4 looks pretty cool. No, the Lego didn't do anything for you?
Not really.
See, I loved the like Lego cars driving in the hyper-realistic Forza world, but also the crazy Forza sports cars driving through Lego cities. I don't know. I like Lego.
You do like Lego quite a bit.
I love Lego. Next game was Gears Pop, a mobile game. This is something they announced last year.
What the?
State of Decay 2. Cool, if you like State of Decay.
Yeah.
Phantasy Star Online 2. This is
interesting.
Yeah, that's got to be big for people who loved the original Phantasy Star Online.
Yeah. Who's left?
Yeah.
Who loves those?
I don't know. That's a big cult MMO, though.
I guess,
a lot of people liked Phantasy Star Online.
Yeah.
Crossfire X, they announced, they were like, oh, this game has hundreds of millions of players. I was like, no, it fucking doesn't, because I've never heard of it. It turns out it definitely does have hundreds of millions of players. It's a very popular game in China. So it's like, I guess it's like the Asian CSGO, a lot of people were saying.
Okay.
So that's coming to the Xbox, I guess. A lot of people excited about Crossfire X. Tales of Arise, a new game in the Tales series. Excellent. Borderlands 3, that's a thing that's coming. Elden Ring. Here's one. We got a collaboration between Hidetaka Miyazaki and From Software and George R.R. Martin, the writer creator of Song of Ice and Fire, and obviously instrumental in bringing Game of Thrones, the television show, to life.
So what is this game, though?
I would assume it's a Souls. We didn't see gameplay or anything. I'm guessing this is still very early in development. I'm guessing it's a Souls-alike, probably. The thing that's interesting to me is From Software is known for their deep lore, and George R.R. Martin is known for creating universes deep with lore.
Right.
It seems like I don't know. I didn't really understand the collaboration. They're collaborating on things they're already really, really good at, which I don't know, whatever.
I guess they'll come out with something really, really lore good.
I guess.
But
yeah.
as a side note, George R.R. Martin, can you just freaking go back to writing your books, please? Like,
well, he's got to make Elden Ring now.
He's got to make Elden Ring. He's making spin-offs. He's doing everything except writing his damn books. And come on.
He's making other series too, right?
Yeah, he's doing like literally I think he's just never going to finish. He's going to do it all, I want to do it Robert Jordan style and let someone else finish my series.
Next thing they showed was something called xCloud. I am like reasonably technologically literate. I know what's up.
I'd say so.
I had no idea what the fuck this was. Like, it's a streaming service, I guess.
Right? Yeah.
It's their answer to Google Stadia, basically.
I get they described it really nebulously, though. Like, I didn't.
There's a bunch of buzzwords.
It's the cloud, bro. You connect to the cloud, and
it's
then
the cloud
games, and then
containers.
That's basically, John, what you just said was basically exactly what Phil Spencer said, or whoever was giving the presentation.
The cloud does 4K, 120 FPS, 8K. 8K, 120 FPS, and you'll get it like to your cell phone, bro. Like that's what you need.
You'll get it to your cell phone, bro.
Yeah, it's like bro spec speak or something.
This is like the next hot shit, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of just very generic and nebulous technology buzzwords, they showed off Project Scarlet, and boy, oh boy, they just dropped all sorts of buzzwords. Oh my god, the 8K, 120 FPS, 8 GB GDDR, just ray tracing. Just numbers, numbers, yeah.
Like cringe is real on that.
Yeah, it was rough.
Whatever.
And ultimately, I'm like, not that excited, really.
20 times the performance over last gen. Guys.
20 times, 20, a whole big 20.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
SSDs as
SSD, dude.
That's right. SSDs for RAM and for storage or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. We'll see. Well, what E3 2020 is going to be very interesting between all these console reveals. And finally, they closed with Halo Infinite. Nice trailer for that. No gameplay.
I'm fine.
Halo
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's a Scarlet exclusive, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have a question about the Scarlet.
Yeah.
It brings up an interesting thing with timing because like Cyberpunk 2077 it had a pretty early release date than I think people were expecting.
Really?
And I would have assumed, knowing about Scarlet, that Cyberpunk 2077 would then be released on that system, like at the same time. But I think people were saying that basically it's going to come out like a year beforehand or something. So like if you buy certain games like Cyberpunk now, or when it comes out, and then like Scarlet doesn't come out for another like year after that, it's like, are you going to have to buy it again? Is Scarlet going to be like a whole new console, or will we be able to just keep playing the same games?
Here's one thing I know for certain. We don't know the answer to that, but here's one thing I know for certain. If these companies can get you to buy the game twice, they absolutely will.
Of course.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like last gen, they basically released the game twice on both platforms.
But the difference now, I think, between last gen and this and now is like we live in a world of digital libraries of our games and movies and music. So I feel like they wouldn't be able to get away with that anymore. But
they will.
They will. It'll probably be a cross-gen game.
I think that we should unite as a player base and boycott Scarlet sales unless they make it where like if you buy a digital version of the game, it can be downloaded on either console.
I think in the case of Microsoft,
what's in it for Microsoft?
Microsoft is starting to have those policies because they're releasing the games on Xbox Play Anywhere, where you can play it on the Xbox or the PC. So I think they have backwards compatibility now for all 360 games. So I think in that case, Microsoft might be the first platform to allow you to port your games.
And I think that's a great trend, though.
Sure, but they're making you buy them again. You have to. It's not free.
I mean, why is it called Play Anywhere then? I mean, like,
yeah.
No. Okay. Sorry, you can play on your PC for free, but sure, because why not? Because that's still Microsoft's ecosystem, so why not? But
wouldn't Scarlet and Xbox One be the same ecosystem?
I guess, but you know they're going to charge you to play it on Scarlet.
I don't know. I'm sure they would love to, but I think there's some value in being like a brand that customers are proud to, purchase games from. And I just think in the digital age where we live in now,
Yeah.
I think people are more aware of what a bullshit strategy that is. Like
here's the thing: out of any platform holder, Microsoft has never ever done that. They've never done like backwards compatibility, like where you can play your old games on the new system. Nintendo has been up until recently pretty good about that. Sony up until the latter half of the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 used to be okay with that. I don't. If they can get you to buy it on Scarlet again, they will do it.
I mean, I think Microsoft is changing.
Yeah,
Microsoft bought GitHub, dude.
The tune this year is about the games, and it's not like, at least for the new console, it's all about the games, and as opposed to last gen where it's like TV sports.
All right, here's the thing: we'll come back to this conversation a year from now in 2020, and we'll see if you can play your Xbox One games on Scarlet. I'm gonna say there's no fucking way unless you're giving Microsoft more money. Like, pay a $10 fee and you can play it on Scarlet. Sure.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm curious to find out.
All right.
I think it might be like some sort of proprietary like membership to something like Play Anywhere, and then you never really even own the game. Microsoft owns the game the whole time. You can just play it on any console.
They announced this $15 a month thing where you can play
Yes, I heard that.
Xbox, PC, and you get Xbox Live.
Right.
And all the games. Game Pass.
I don't understand who that's marketed towards. Like, what?
I think it's marketed towards me, because I have an Xbox that I barely turn on, and I play a lot on my PC.
Yeah, but you can already play the games for free on PC. Why do you want to pay $15?
Because I have a friend that plays on Xbox, and his PC's crap. So, like, we're always, like, arguing about...
Okay. So you can play with people in the Xbox ecosystem using your PC.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even if you couldn't, that still kind of like falls in line with what I'm thinking, where like, what if you own an Xbox One, a PC, and a Scarlet console, and you want to get this new game that comes out, Halo, and you have some friends who play on PC, some friends who play on Xbox One, some friends who play on Scarlet, and if I pay $15 a month for a subscription to this thing that lets me buy a game once and then play it on any of the three options, I mean, that's great for the customer. I get that that's less money for Microsoft's pocket, but that, I don't know, I feel like that good brand is kind of worth the...
Oh, I agree with you on that, but I agree with you that it's good for the customer. I'm just saying, historically, Microsoft has not shown any interest in this. Historically.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it would be a good move. It'd be a good move.
Out of any of the platform holders, Microsoft has historically, looking at their track record, not given a fucking shit about that.
Yeah, but also, they've sold the least this last generation, so they're going to have to...
True. They're going to have to sell both. Yeah, I don't know. We're getting way off the rails, but I don't understand early adoption of consoles because, like, and maybe that's the solution. Maybe the solution is you can play all of your Xbox One games on Scarlet for free. But, like, I don't get the people who are like, yeah, Scarlet, and run out and get it day one. It's like, cool, now I can play two games.
It's those guys
2 games,
that, like...
and one of them's FIFA. And the other one's Madden.
It's the guys that like 8K and 120 FPS and 20 times the performance. And
true. FIFA. It's those same people.
Same people who are just eating up those buzzwords.
Yeah, FIFA. Yeah,
but 8K guys, 8K, you can't get that on PC.
Like they just pan over someone's face in the audience, and he's just like, 8K. Oh, I gotta get that.
All right, I'm giving Microsoft a C overall. It was fine. It was perfectly fine. They showed off a lot of games that were great. A lot of those games did not have gameplay, which was concerning. A lot of those games did not have release dates, which was also disappointing. But anyway, other than that, it was fine. C.
I'm going to give Microsoft the benefit of the doubt here and give them a B+.
There you go.
I don't know what I gave them last year, but if it was lower than that, or if it was higher than that, I'd try to give them a higher grade this year.
Well, John, I just happen to know exactly what you gave them last year because I went back and re-listened. John, you last year gave Microsoft a B, a solid B.
So B+.
Actually, you know what? Interestingly, Microsoft got Bs across the board from all of us. Just B. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, it's an improvement over last year. That's all I really got to say about it.
Well, this year I'm grading, strictly the E3 like presence by Microsoft, I'm gonna give them an A-. I think
Whoa,
that
there
they
you go.
brought
Big
their A game.
improvement.
They realized they were the big name at the conference this year, and
Right.
they brought the big guns. And I know there wasn't a lot of gameplay and release dates, but just the overall hype level and quality of that whole, like, all of the reveals and everything. I don't know, man. I was impressed.
All right. Bethesda. Bethesda opened the conference making jokes again. They were apologizing profusely for Fallout 76. Todd Howard got up and made a funny about.
Oh man, can we talk about that one dev that was walking on stage when they were talking about the expansion pass and he just chuckled at the thought of like releasing a better version? He's like, and this expansion will improve everything. like he was. Like,
I know. Yeah, they said something and got like an audible laugh from the crowd about how bad Fallout 76 was. I was like,
and then they responded with laughing at themselves, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just put Fallout 76, oops, and then I guess it's a battle royale now, I guess. Whatever. Elder Scrolls Blades, it's available right now! And available later on Switch at some times. I don't really care about Elder Scrolls Blades. Only thing, spoiler alert, the only thing I found remotely interesting in Bethesda's conference was Ghostwire Tokyo, which came from Shinji Mikami, the creator of Resident Evil and Evil Dead, or not Evil Dead.
Evil Within.
Evil Within. Thank you. They showed off a pretty cool trailer. It looked spooky. I don't know. Again, there was not really any gameplay, but
there was no
spooky.
Gameplay.
And
there was a cool color palette.
And I guess the internet fell in love with the one of the game director or art directors who came out and was talking about her game. And I guess the internet fell in love with her because she was the only person who was genuine at E3, I guess.
The new Doom game.
Well, we're getting to that. That was, I think, what they closed with. I think, unless my order is wrong, it is entirely possible that I have the order of these things wrong. The next thing I have written down here was they had a bunch of fans on camera just jerking Bethesda off. Just how great Bethesda is. Boy, we love their games. Boy, anyway.
I missed that.
It's very strange. Oh, I don't know how you missed that. Also, I don't know how anyone missed my actual favorite part of Bethesda's conference. The guy sitting in the front row who was losing his entire fucking shit at literally anything anyone was saying on stage. Just
the dude with the beard?
Yeah! Oh my God! Just like somebody
they put him up on the front row for a reason, man.
Yeah.
It's Tom Howard's dad.
Todd Howard's dad?
Yeah, sorry. Todd Howard's dad.
Then next, the Elder Scrolls Online expansion is available right now. I don't know. I'm saying that sarcastically, but I do kind of like this growing trend of like game developers who are like releasing things like it's available right now. Like that's cool.
That is good.
That is cool. Yeah. I just don't give a shit about Elder Scrolls Online.
Nobody does. Yeah.
Very strangely, Commander Keen was brought back. Remember him? From the 90s, now he's on mobile games. He's a mobile character now. It was weird.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls Legends, the card game. All right, cool. Rage 2 update. This actually had a pretty cool trailer attached to it. It was like a 90s sitcom sort of trailer. I enjoyed the trailer. I'm not that interested in Rage 2, I guess.
I don't even know who is. No.
Ouch. Poor Rage 2. Wolfenstein Youngblood comes out next month, I guess. Deathloop sure is a game. There was another montage of fans jerking Bethesda off. It was very weird. Why is this here? And then they talked about Orion, which, like, similar to Microsoft's xCloud, like, I'm pretty up with technology. What is this? They kept using the most nebulous, like, oh, we've improved streaming. Now we can stream our frames at faster frames for streaming faster and faster, better,
it's all about
stronger.
Streaming, man.
Is this a streaming service from Bethesda? Do I pay Bethesda to stream games to me? What?
Well, I think the way I understood some of it, and some of it with the Microsoft thing too, is like people are realizing how important streaming like services are, like Twitch and everything.
Uh-huh.
And I know I've heard about this with like Nvidia having some sort of proprietary technology built in so that streaming, like to broadcast your play through their system, is like more kind of out of the box instead of having to set up, all the things you have to set up streaming and stuff like that. So I thought about it a little bit like it's more about streaming from that end too, like broadcasting your game. I
So
guess
like,
there's some
if I'm playing Doom on PC, there's just like a stream now button. Is that what?
like you know how Steam has like a Steam you can like broadcast your game
right
now when you're playing games on Steam. I think there's a trend somewhere there where people are like trying to market that whole kind of stream viewer market, and market towards the streamers. I guess.
Who's playing Doom not on Steam, not on Xbox, not on PlayStation?
I'm just telling you what I think they're thinking. I don't know that it's actually lucrative, but I don't know. I think there's something there they're trying to capitalize on.
Just stop using the tech buzzwords. Just explain it to me what you've done. Like I don't need
what is it?
120 FPS. It's 60 megabits per millisecond. Fuck off. Just tell me what you did. Explain it to me simply. The next thing they showed was Doom Eternal with no release date. So whatever.
But there was gameplay at least, I think.
There was gameplay. I was disappointed with no release date because it's been in development a while now, man. I was hoping we'd see this soon. Bethesda, I don't know. They get a C. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. I don't know.
I give it an F, guys.
It's a big old F.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, John. I'm gonna give them like D- maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's no mention of even the new Elder Scrolls game that they like had some crazy like music trailer for last year.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were anticipating Starlink or Starfield, whatever the hell it was, or Elder Scrolls 6. I kind of knew when they announced those last year. I knew like those are not coming anytime soon. I wasn't really.
Why even talk about it or show it? Because if it's that early, like who knows if it's coming out at all,
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we're punishing this year's Bethesda for the sins of last year's Bethesda, but
I'm just upset with how boring their freaking thing was. Like, it was
they didn't have.
I didn't care about any of it.
They didn't really have a lot to show.
You could tell, like you said, James, that those were pulled out because they are like, things that they want people to get excited for, and they didn't really have anything else to show last year. So, like, you expect this year they'd come prepared, but
I don't know. They had a good show last year. They had that Andrew WK concert, and they got everybody excited
so awesome
for Rage 2, and like everyone was really awkward in the crowd. It was great.
See, that was when they came up with the idea for the crowd circle jerk.
I don't know. Whatever. C-, I guess. Then
I would have given them.
Me.
I would have given them 2 full letter grades higher if they just recycled the same things from last year for the new Elder Scrolls and.
Maybe showing a little bit more or something.
Just display it again. Just run the same thing again.
That's a lot of what this was, because they showed Wolfenstein Youngblood again. They showed Doom Eternal again. They showed Rage 2
but those are all the wrong
again.
games.
They showed Elder Scrolls Blades again. Like, it was, you're convincing me. I'm taking them down to a D. You know what?
Yeah.
It's a D. It would be an F, except that one guy in the front row kept me entertained, just with the obsessive, obnoxious woos.
Yes.
That night was Devolver Digital. Did you guys watch that? It was weird.
No, I didn't even see it.
It was weird and amazing, just like last year. They announced a collection of bootleg Devolver Digital games on Steam for 1% off. It's an actual collection of Devolver, like the real games that you can actually buy on Steam that are like rip-offs of Enter the Gungeon and like Hotline Miami and Lufthauser. I can't remember that. I don't know. A lot of their really popular games, they like made knockoffs of them and put them on Steam. Devolver is so weird and crazy, and I love it. I don't know. I'm not going to grade their conference because whatever. It's fine. It's good. It's good. I give it a good. I give it a gold star. Ubisoft is next. Assassin's Creed Odyssey with a story mode editor. You can edit the story. Yeah, cool. Just Dance 2020 is coming out for the Wii. Apparently, we went back in time 10 years. Just Dance 2010, but no, it's Just Dance 2020 coming out on the Wii in addition to a bunch of other stuff. Watch Dogs Legion. A lot of people are really excited about Watch Dogs Legion.
I am excited for that. Like, I want to play as the grandma all the time.
A lot of people are excited about this grandma.
Yeah, she was pretty badass. I'm moderately excited about that.
Yeah. It's very, very, very British, is what my notes say. Rob McElhenney of Always Sunny fame got out on stage, and I suddenly had my full attention. He is announcing a show called Mythic Quest, where he partnered with Ubisoft, I guess, to make...
Was it a show or a game? Because I was confused.
No, it's a show. It's just a TV show, which is why my notes say, "Why is this here? Why are we talking about TV? This is a games.
It's where the money is, man."
I mean, it's a TV show about games, but like, it's not a game. As happy as I was to see Rob McElhenney, like, you're not talking about video games. You're talking about a TV show about video. Anyway, Why does Ubisoft have anything to do with this? Whatever. I don't know. Whatever. After that, Adventure Time is coming to Brawlhalla.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's pretty interesting.
I guess I've heard Brawlhalla. I've heard a lot of good things about Brawlhalla, and I love Adventure Time. Also, it was a shock to me to learn that Ubisoft published Brawlhalla. What the hell? I guess that's a thing. Ghost Recon Breakpoint, also starring the T-1000, I guess.
The T-1000 is that...
Yeah, he's in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Also, if you like Tom Clancy and all of his wacky characters, then you'll like Elite Squad, which is a mobile game starring every character in the Tom Clancy verse, I guess. Also, if you like Tom Clancy, stay tuned because Rainbow Six Quarantine is a thing.
That I'm excited about.
Yeah. Okay. Explain to me what that is. Is that an expansion or what now?
I don't fully understand, to be honest.
Cool.
I would assume it's an expansion just on the currently existing, like, really popular Rainbow Six game. I wouldn't think that they would try to redo the entire game, but it also didn't look anything like the current really popular game, so I don't know.
I think they're doing like one of those like rebalance, refresh updates. Like, that's how they're marketing it. I think it's still the same game, but they're trying to spice it up a little bit.
I don't know. Like, it just looked really different, just from a graphical perspective. I guess because like targeting mobile and stuff too. But I don't know.
Nice. I didn't understand what that was, and to be perfectly honest,
I don't fully understand myself.
I totally fell asleep when they started talking about Tom Clancy stuff. Right? It just doesn't do anything.
Whatever, James.
Next game they showed was For Honor. There's an update called Shadows of the Hitokiri, I guess. Leo Samurai and more Samurai in For Honor.
Like, For Honor is good, but not great. It's just a little too arcadey for me. So, but it's cool. I mean, I respect it. And people who are good at it and stuff. More props to them.
The Division 2 got an update. Episode 3 of Division 2. I didn't even know there were the first 2 episodes. Whatever. It was a surprise to me to learn that there was a 3rd episode. I didn't know the other ones. It was also a surprise to me to learn that anyone is playing the Division 2.
I don't think anybody is.
They talked a lot about Uplay Plus on PC. At this point, I was in a deep, deep slumber, and I fell asleep when they started talking about Uplay Plus. Like, I don't care.
Actually,
next game.
I was
Yeah?
mildly pissed off about Uplay Plus because
Oh, okay. Why?
it's just because like now it's another subscription, right? Like that's the industry trend. Like you're
Oh,
not
yeah.
to subscribe to every publisher's.
Everybody wants
and
your
then
money.
it's like,
So
and
it's
sign
like
up for our
$100 a
thing
month.
too. Yeah.
Just gone.
You poor souls, you guys think Microsoft is going to give you free games. They're going to ask you for subscriptions or something, I promise. The next game, Roller Champions. Did John, I think you might have did you come see Alita Battle Angel with us?
Yeah, I did.
What? This is just that thing in that movie, right? This is just the weird, dumb game they
Yeah.
play in Alita. That's 100% what it is, right?
Minus the androids, obviously.
Yeah. They just ripped off that thing that was in that movie.
I heard that was
I
a
think-
pretty good movie though, so maybe
Oh, I heard it was a dumb movie.
Really? I've never seen
Yeah.
it.
What do you
I don't
mean you
know.
heard? You saw it yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, me? Oh, no. I didn't hear. I heard it from my own mouth because I saw it with my own eyes, and
Yeah,
it's very dumb.
Yeah.
I don't, it's fine if you can ignore just, I don't know, cliched, silly anime nonsense. It's very silly.
I do
Very,
watch
very
anime.
silly.
That's true.
Yeah. If you can.
I don't know
if
if
you
it's
can-
likened to anime. I think it's just it's a
I don't
non-starter story, basically.
It was just very tropey and cliched and just like, oh, here we go. Just I could call, like, the scene would open in 3 seconds into a scene in that movie. I already knew exactly what was going to happen. Well,
Right.
except for the scenes that I didn't know what was going to happen, because like the most bizarre random nonsense kept happening, and I was like, wait, what? Anyway, it's a dumb movie. Anyway, and they ripped it off. I don't know. I guess this could be cool. I don't know. Roller Champions is what it's called.
It
I guess
reminds
there's
me of Rocket League in a way, so I think it could end up being pretty cool.
It does look.
Yeah,
very
that's what my
Rocket
wife-
League-esque, yeah.
That's what my wife said, and I was watching this, and I did not see Rocket League anywhere, and I don't see the comparisons to Rocket League. It's not a. It doesn't look like it's a physics-based thing. It doesn't like have the it like Rocket League is also so inherently readable as to what's happening. I could not tell what the fuck is happening in this game. Like, you have to like skate around and then get the ball in the ring, I guess, but only if the ring is glowing, maybe, I guess. I don't know.
I think we're going to
Yeah.
start seeing these kind of like in real life. This is the future, man. This is going to be a future sport.
I don't know. It sounds like I'm being harsh, but like it's cool that we have these like weird sports games that are not like based on any singular sport. Like, I'm cool with it. I just don't see the comparisons to Rocket League. I don't know. That's exactly what my wife said. She's like, "Oh, it's just Rocket League."
think
I'm
'cause
like,
there's-
what? How is this Rocket
Well,
League?
it's not just.
It's-
It's not that it's like exactly like Rocket League. There's some comparisons in the fact that like there's the wall, riding along the wall. There's a ball. Two teams, fighting for the
Competitive.
ball and trying to get it in a goal. Like that's
Working together.
yeah.
Yeah, but in that regard, then it's FIFA also.
Well, Rocket League
I mean,
is
in
very
some
soccer like. I don't know.
Yeah,
Ugh.
in some aspects it is.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay. Gods and Monsters is a very video game looking video game. Yeah,
Except
cool.
no gameplay.
Except no gameplay. That seemed to be an overall trend this year at E3. Was
2020
like
and no gameplay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
2019.
the name of the thing. Like that's the sub.
Yeah, well, yeah.
title.
2019 was the year of no gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, we went back in time 10 years where it was acceptable to show game trailers without any gameplay. At all.
Unacceptable.
I don't know. Yeah,
We must unite as a player base.
I am gonna give Ubisoft a D, only because I don't give a fucking shit about anything they said. I know a lot of people are excited about Watch Dogs or Roller Derby Ball or Tom Clancy or
Roller
whatever the
derby
fuck.
ball. That is very accurate.
I don't know what it is. I didn't personally care about any of it, and I was very upset that the one thing I did care about, Beyond Good and Evil, is right back to being invisible again.
Yeah.
God damn
A
it,
trend
Ubisoft.
with all these. Yeah.
God damn it. So yeah, D for me.
For me, I'm gonna give it D plus.
Nice.
Yeah,
Leo.
I'll settle at C minus just because I No, I'll do the same thing I did with EA. I'm gonna say Watch Dogs, B minus, but then overall conference just solid D. It was just kind of like I cared about one game, and then the rest of it was a waste of time.
Yeah. Speaking about only caring about one game, our next conference was Square Enix. They opened with like a 30-minute long mix of gameplay and trailers and words and pictures and pre-order bonuses and a bunch of bullshit for Final Fantasy VII Remake. I was actually very, very pleased with what I saw. The game looks great. It looks amazing. It's I don't know. I got goosebumps watching the trailers. I got goosebumps when Cloud sat down to have a drink with Tifa. Like it gave me the feeling for the first time of what I imagine people who are really into reading books have when a popular book gets made into a movie.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited about Wheel of Time this year starting production.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, like this game is showing like the scenes that like went on in my memory because like I mean, the pre-rendered backgrounds in Final Fantasy VII are gorgeous, but like a lot of that game it does kind of just take place in your mind because
it looks so terrible.
It looks terrible. The character models are, like worse than Lego blocks. And like it's just like text on a screen and like poorly translated text at that. So like a lot of it is just kind of like
it didn't
imagining
age well.
These characters and no, you're right, especially graphically. A lot of that game for me at least is like putting myself in these characters' headspaces and like imagining what they're thinking, what they're saying, and all this. Like that trailer, like it brought it to life. I was so happy. The gameplay looks great. They showed off the entire like 5 to 10 minute long boss fight, the first boss fight with Guard Scorpion. It looks really cool. I am actually really excited for this. It looks great. What do you guys think?
But like all that being said, it's not really Final Fantasy VII though.
Okay, what do you mean?
Like this is a game inspired by Final Fantasy VII.
What do you mean?
I mean, why don't they just call it like Final Fantasy VII 2 or Final Fantasy? I don't know. It's like the same characters. It's gonna more or less revolve around the same story, but I'm to understand that there's kind of like an episodic release structure where like this entire game will just be like the very first part of 7. So it's not like you're playing Final Fantasy VII, the game you remember, anymore. You're playing a reimagining completely of this.
That's why they call it FF7 Remake.
Yeah, I guess I just think of a remake more as like the same game with everything remade in it, but this is not that.
Okay, here's the thing. When FF7 Remake launches, nothing is going to happen to the original version of Final Fantasy VII. No one's going to come burn your copy of Final Fantasy VII. Like, that game is still going to exist. And this is exactly what I wanted to see happen with FF7 Remake. I wanted to see, like, a reimagining. Like, take these scenes where there's, like, 4 or 5 poorly translated text boxes and flesh them out into, like, these big dramatic set pieces. Like, I this is exactly what I wanted from Remake. And as far as it being episodic, I'm still kind of holding my judgment. I don't think that this is... When they first announced it being episodic, it was me being super cynical, like, oh, fuck, well, they're just... they're, just trying to get our money. They're trying to chop the game up so they can make it faster. They're trying to whatever. They, at their conference, they said the first part of Final Fantasy VII Remake is just going to be the city of Midgar on the content of 2 Blu-ray discs. Now, whatever. That is the same sort of thing I've been making fun of with like these like numbers and tech, like 2 Blu-ray discs. Whoa! But here's the thing. The bottom line is if they give me a full game's worth of content, like a 40 to 60 hour experience that is just Midgar, yes, fucking please. Like, yes, I want that. And then, like, keep releasing these. Like, if we get 2 or 3 games that are, total 120 to 150 hours of experiencing Final Fantasy VII, perfect, great, give me it. I want it. Yes, please.
I don't know. That seems like such a steep. It worries me. Like, that doesn't sound fun to me. That doesn't sound cohesive for a game. Like, it just seems like you just said like that they're not that conference proved to you that they're not trying to just like cater to people who like Final Fantasy VII and take all their money. But that sounds exactly like what they're doing.
And maybe I'm wrong. Like, maybe. Here's the thing, like, I will not be disappointed if I play a game that is 40 to 60 hours of Midgar. Like, perfect, good. Like, will you be disappointed?
But what if it's 40 to 60 hours of, like, everything that they think you love about Midgar?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a game that takes place and that's the setting. It's like when you go to Disney World and they have that Epcot ride that goes from room to room and you're like in that little car and you just go like, oh, look, this is the part where this happens. Like, I feel like they're just going to put all the things that they think people like about Final Fantasy VII and try to stretch it out to 40 hours and then release that as a game. And then that's not, I guess it's just, we'll wait and see kind of thing. But I'm just, it worried me a little bit. Like, I'm just like, what is this? I don't know.
I think they're going to do exactly what you're describing, but there's a lot of scenes. There's a lot of scenes in the trailer that got me excited because they are definitely scenes that do not take place in the original Final Fantasy VII. They showed a set piece where, like, Cloud and Jesse are riding on the Hardy Daytona, which, like, that never fucking happens. They showed, like, this weird thing where, like, Cloud and Aerith are being attacked by these, like, weird specter ghost things. That never fucking happens. They showed Cloud encountering Sephiroth in Midgar. That never fucking happened. Like, I'm happy that this is a reimagining of 7. Like, I don't want 7 copy-pasted. I'll go play the original if I want that, you know? Like, I want, like, give me the reimagine. Give me the remake of 7, you know? That's what gets me excited. And maybe I'm wrong about the 3 discs. Okay, the thing that concerns me is that they'll keep us stringing along forever. Like, the thing that concerns me is that we don't have the end of the Final Fantasy VII remake for another 5 to 10 years, you know?
That's certainly what I would imagine.
That's what concerns me, is that this just goes on forever, which is, knowing Square Enix, a definite possibility. But whatever, we'll see. I'm happy with what I saw. Happy with what I saw. That was Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was the only thing I cared about, really. Well, that's not true. There was other things I cared about. Life is Strange 2. Cool. Cool. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. It's a really bad, stupid Final Fantasy game, but I love it. And I'm happy it's coming to the Switch later this winter.
Yeah, I think it's cute to see it, released again.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy that Square is... I mean, they have a hit or miss track record of porting their older games, but I'm happy that they're at least trying, you know?
Can we get a port for Mystic Quest, please?
If you like JRPGs, this was the E3 for you. Every single fucking JRPG franchise has got a sequel.
What I thought as I was watching this was like, I didn't realize there was this many JRPGs still. Like, I didn't realize they were like a thing.
Every JRPG gets a sequel, a remake, a re-release, a whatever. There was a lot of love for JRPGs. They showed a trailer for Octopath Traveler. It's coming to the PC. That was stuff we already knew. Last Remnant is coming to Switch, and it's out now. What the hell? Okay, cool. I played a bit of that game. It wasn't huge on it, but that's cool. Dragon Quest XI is going to Switch, which makes sense, knowing what the next character is for Smash. Spoilers for the Nintendo conference. Final Fantasy XIV expansion is coming July 2nd, very soon. Cool. If you play FF14, you're probably very excited.
Good game.
They showed Dying Light 2, and I didn't know what the fuck this was. It definitely looked like Mirror's Edge to me. This looks very much like they just made a Mirror's Edge game, but replaced all the assets with those from Dying Light, and instead of calling it Mirror's Edge 3, they called it Dying Light 2. This looked super, super like Mirror's Edge.
That's a reimagining. That's what that is.
I guess. Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC trailer. Cool. Romancing Saga 3 and Romancing Saga Scarlet, or Romancing Scarlet something. They're getting localized. Cool if you like Romancing Saga. Brave Exvius is a Final Fantasy mobile game. I've never played it, but I wrote in my notes that Brave Exvius can go fuck itself. I don't know why I wrote that. I don't know why I wrote that. I've never played that game. Maybe it's good. It's probably not, though.
Must have been very angry in that moment.
Yeah.
Oninaki is the latest game from Tokyo RPG Factory. It's coming out in August. This got me. What the fuck? They started playing Phithos, Lusek, Vikos, Venus. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? They're remastering Final Fantasy VIII randomly out of nowhere. What the fuck?
I like it.
Okay.
Well, they're re-releasing it too on Switch and everything, which
They are? Okay, great. Yeah. It's perfect. That caught me off guard. Here's the thing. I was very pleased and surprised by that trailer. I went back and rewatched that trailer. I'm glad that they're remastering this game. Like, that's cool. The character models all look a little bit better than what they do on PC and way better than what they did on PS1. Here's the thing I noticed in that trailer. They did not show any of the pre-rendered backgrounds, which has me hoping against all hope that they've found a way to like upscale or like digitally, because there's been a lot of fans in the modding community who have done like advanced algorithms to upscale and like smooth out a lot of the pre-rendered backgrounds in the PS1 era Final Fantasy games, because those backgrounds are gorgeous. The artwork in those games is amazing. And the only shame about playing those games on current technology today is when you like upscale them to 1080 to 720 or of course even in 4K, those backgrounds kind of like yeesh, right? I mean, they're gorgeous, but they just get super pixelated when you blow them up that big. So a lot of fans have been using like advanced algorithms to redo those backgrounds. I am hoping that Square has a solution to this, but we'll see. Then they closed the conference with their Avengers game, starring the knockoff Avengers.
I can't help but giggle at that. Stupid.
Because like my wife, her like gut reaction was ugh, and I was like, okay, well, hold on, baby. Like they probably didn't like get the rights to the actors' likenesses, and then like the longer that trailer went on, I was like, no, you're right. This looks pretty bad, actually.
So bad.
Yeah.
I love, like, I think everyone kind of had the same reaction at first. It's like you get like a little bit of a teaser and you're like, whoa, yeah, hype. And then like then they all showed up like lined up facing the camera and everyone's just like, oh God, what am I looking at? Oh man, it was so good.
The Square Enix Avengers game starring the Avengers stunt doubles.
Yes. That's very well put. All
right. I am giving Square Enix an A, solely because of what I saw from
oh my God,
Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. Come the fuck on!
You're gonna hate me. I'm gonna give it a D+.
D+? Why, John? Why?
Because Square
he
Enix
hasn't finished either of those games.
Yeah, he's never played either of those, so he doesn't give a shit. Yeah,
it's just all JRPGs, like you said, and I don't play a lot of those. So.
I'm giving it an A because it's all JRPGs.
Yeah, basically.
I'm gonna settle at a C-.
What?
Same logic as everyone else. Like one game, maybe two for this one that I really cared about, and overall just a bunch of boring garbage.
Leo, they're remastering your favorite game.
Yeah, that's the one game I cared about.
And they're remaking my favorite game.
This is like marginal, but you know, I'm not giving him a D. I'm giving him like a C.
In Leo's mind, it's not FF7. It's another game that is different.
Yeah, I was very excited about that Tales game.
Tales of Arise? That wasn't even in this.
I don't know. Mana? Was there a Mana release?
There was not, but there is though. Actually,
Nintendo Center.
in Nintendo's, we'll get to that. Nintendo. Here we go. The first game they showed off was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The next DLC character coming in Smash Ultimate is the hero from Dragon Quest. Which hero from Dragon Quest? All of them. They're all from the various heroes throughout all of the Dragon Quest games are all coming to Smash Ultimate. Cool. I don't really think that game needs more anime sword boys, but that's what we get.
It needs more of them.
Sword boys.
It needs all of them.
It's all the characters I play, man.
Yeah, anime sword boys. The cool thing they showed off with, or they showed it briefly in the trailer, was that like the Dragon Quest hero can like pick actions from a menu somehow. I'm unclear exactly how this works, but I don't know. I like new mechanics, so we'll see how that works. We got the next trailer was Luigi's Mansion 3.
This looked actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm down for Luigi's Mansion 3, starring Luigi and Gooigi. Luigi made of goo.
Yes.
I don't know. I watched some of the treehouse for this. The game looks really cool. I'm excited. I love the original Luigi's Mansion.
8-player co-op.
What the hell? They showed some crazy... There's Luigi's and Gooigi's running everywhere. There's so many EGs. That'll be cool. I hope that game is good. I really like I said, I like the original. I like the idea of the original, and I would love to see that formula updated for modern systems. Dark Crystal is a Netflix game. It's a Netflix series. They're remaking Dark Crystal, the classic Jim Henson movie, as a TV series. And now they're making a tactical game out of it. This is, boy, if you predicted Dark Crystal, the tactics game, go out and play the lottery right now, because holy crap. It's a weird
way out of left field.
Yeah, way out of left field. They showed off Link's Awakening. I figured this might be a 2020 game, maybe a holiday. Actually, I think they did say it was going to be 2019. I figured this would be a holiday game at best. It's coming out in September. Like, holy crap, it's coming out pretty soon. A few months, and we'll be playing the remake of Link's Awakening. It looks really good.
I'm kind of excited about that one.
I like the art style. They showed off that it has a dungeon editor. Presumably, I guess you can make your own dungeons and then I guess share them with friends, I guess. Cool. I think Link's Awakening is probably one of the most underrated Zelda games, so cool that that's getting a remake. Speaking of Zelda, we have Cadence of Hyrule. The people that made Crypt of the Necrodancer somehow got trusted with the Zelda license to make a licensed Zelda rhythm game.
They can pull it off.
I have no doubt that they can pull it off. But like, Nintendo is historically very protective of their IP. So how the hell did this deal get made? It just tells me that some high up at Nintendo really liked Crypt of the Necrodancer. Is probably what happened there. Cool. I'll probably end up playing that at some point. Pokemon Sword and Shield. They showed this off a week prior to their E3 conference in a Nintendo Direct dedicated solely to Pokemon. It looks cool. It looks like a Pokemon game. They showed off at E3 that you can use the dumb Pokeball peripheral for it. I'm sure I'm going to play the shit out of this game. Whatever. It's Pokemon. It's more Pokemon. Yep. They showed off a trailer of two young teens. They're older than teens. Two young people taking their Switch to an old abandoned mansion and being spooky and playing Resident Evil. And also
basically endorsing trespassing.
And also Resident Evil 5 and 6 are coming to Switch. Cool, the worst ones. I can play them on Switch.
5 is not that bad.
Whatever. It's fine. No, it's fine. Now we got what I would have expected to see in the Square Enix conference. That was already chock full of JRPGs. I guess there were so many JRPGs in the Square Enix conference, they had to let Nintendo get some of them. The Mana Collection is finally being localized in North America, which was all 3 of the original Mana games, including Seiken Densetsu 3, which had previously never been localized in North America. It is being localized as Trials of Mana, and not only is it being localized for the first time, it's also being remade, apparently. Okay, what the hell? Yeah. So we're getting 2 for the price of 1. We're getting a remaster of not a remaster, a re-release of Seiken Densetsu 3 and a remake of Seiken Densetsu 3, both at the same time, and both of them are confusingly called Trials of Mana. So
I was a little confused by like the structure of all that, but I am also kind of excited to play some Mana games.
Yeah, overall. They did not explain that well, because I was like, wait, are we getting Seiken Densetsu 3? Are we getting a remake, or are we getting both? I think the answer is we're getting both. Cool. Yeah. I like these games. The thing that I love about these games is the soundtrack. The soundtrack for the remake of Secret of Mana was mostly a fucking dumpster fire. They largely ruined that soundtrack. So it'll be very interesting to see how they handle the soundtrack for Trials of Mana. Because I like that soundtrack even more than Secret of Mana. So you be nice to that soundtrack. You do that soundtrack justice, Square Enix. No cheaping out on the soundtrack this time. No More Heroes 3. Cool. They showed off like more motion controls, which I thought was also very 10 years ago, just very out of its time. But that's, I guess, always what the No More Heroes games have always been, just weird motion control stuff. Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo Olympic Games. Cool. They showed a bunch of, like, it's, you know what this is. It's Mario sports games, but right. It's just a bunch of, it's just always weird to me to see, like, Waluigi and, like, Knuckles the Echidna doing a 50-yard dash. It's like, what the hell? There you go. Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo Olympic Games. What the hell? Panzer Dragoon is getting a remake? What the hell? They dug up every old JRPG and everyone gets a remake. I'm telling you, this is the year. I know. I played a bit of it. It seemed fine. It was a bit slow. It was a bit slow paced for me, but
the story,
fine.
The gameplay,
just all of it. I don't know. No, it's fine. It's cool. I'm glad. I'm glad all these old JRPGs are being given their love and being re-released on the Switch. Perfect. Good. Contra Rogue Core is a new Contra game, and also all of the Contra Anniversary Collection is available now on Switch. Cool. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, it's coming out soon. My wife is very excited for Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Astral Chain is a platinum game. It sure looks like a platinum game. Like, it looks very much like a platinum. I'm sure it'll be good, but it looks very, I don't know, very Bayonetta, very, I don't know, weird like that. I'm sure it'll be good. Okay, the next thing they showed, and maybe my order is slightly wrong on this, but one of the next things they showed was The Witcher 3 on Switch.
Yeah.
How is this possible? How? What dark magic did they pull off to get The Witcher 3 to run on a Switch?
I imagine that it's actually, when you start the game, just going to be streaming The Witcher 3 off of a PS4
off of
somewhere.
Orion and xCloud. Right. Now
it all ties in together.
It all makes sense now. It all
stream
makes
to your
sense.
Switch device.
No, apparently this is running natively on Switch hardware. I have no idea how they got that to work.
Yeah.
That's hey, if that works on the Switch without significant compromises, good for them.
Hmm.
I'm sure a lot of people will play that on the Switch if it actually runs well. Animal Crossing New Horizons got a trailer, and they showed off some gameplay at Treehouse. It's also delayed. It's no longer coming out holiday 2019. It is now coming out March of 2020. A lot of people were upset by this, but here's the thing.
Always the 2020, man. Always.
Yeah. Here's the thing. When Square Enix delays a game, you should probably get worried. It's probably a game that is on fire and they needed some more time to like patch up the band-aid, like put out. When Nintendo delays a game, don't worry. That's always a good thing. Like people losing their minds when Breath of the Wild got delayed. Like no. Nintendo, when they delay a game, that's usually a good thing. So yeah, I'm sure people who like Animal Crossing will probably be very pleased with New Horizons when it comes out in March of 2020.
I'll play it.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll probably. That's one of my wife's favorite games. So if it has some sort of multiplayer elements, which Nintendo has been pushing lately, I'm sure I'll end up playing that. The best trailer of E3 2019 was the trailer for the next Smash character, which they started showing they started showing like the first half of the King K. Rool release trailer from like last year, and I was like, wait, what the hell? Like, we've seen this trailer. Are they playing? But like, it starts out in like Donkey Diddy, and this time K. Rool are like all asleep, and like you see like a Jiggy fall in the door. And I'm like, oh boy! And then they see something outside, and they look outside, and I already knew the gig. I was like, oh, is it going to be? I thought it was going to be Ridley was pretending to be Banjo-Kazooie, but it was Duck Hunt Dog. Banjo and Kazooie are coming to Smash. A lot of people lost their entire shit over Banjo-Kazooie being in Smash. That's awesome. I'm not. I mean, I like Banjo-Kazooie. It's a pretty cool game. I'm like, it's fine that they're coming to Smash. I am more excited that Smash has been going like going all the way to 11 with their DLC. Like every DLC they do has been. It seems like they're trying to get these big like what the hell, like Joker from Persona 5, like Dragon Quest, all the Dragon Quest characters, which I don't personally care about, but Dragon Quest is fucking huge in Japan. And then Banjo-Kazooie, like that was one of the like most fan requested things that I kind of figured was off the table just because of IP belonging to Microsoft. But hey, they did it. They got that deal done, and Banjo and Kazooie are coming to Smash. Cool.
Yeah, I think Nintendo's starting to realize that like Smash Brothers just kind of like is the single thing that sells the most Switch consoles, probably, or at least gets the most hype from players. And
either that or Breath of the Wild, yeah. And then one of the most surprising that Nintendo pulled the classic and one more thing, which, by the way, I have to admit, up until the Banjo-Kazooie and this next thing, I was kind of falling asleep. Like, Nintendo was just going over a lot of stuff we already knew existed. I think we got I skipped it. I think we got a Fire Emblem trailer in there somewhere. It was like a lot of
probably.
It was like a lot of trailers for games. Like, yes, I know Animal Crossing's coming, and I know Fire Emblem's coming, and I know
they're always coming. Yeah.
It was like stuff we already knew. Like Luigi's Mansion 3. It was like stuff we already knew about. Like I was like, yeah. And then probably the most surprising reveal at E3 2019, the Breath of the Wild sequel is in development. So I'm guessing we're probably not going to see this for another year or 2 or 3. But hey, it's coming. They showed a trailer for, again, basically exactly what I wanted. And I think I mentioned this in either our Zelda episode or our Breath of the Wild. I guess that's the same episode, wasn't it? I think I mentioned this. I mentioned this in our Zelda episode. I love Majora's Mask specifically because they just took all of the assets they had with Ocarina of Time and just made a weird, like creepy just bizarre thing out of it. And that appears to be, like just judging by the trailer, that appears to be exactly what we're doing with the Breath of the Wild sequel. It looks like it's a very weird, creepy atmosphere that's going on in the trailer. They are going down into the depths of something, and they find the mummified remains of Ganondorf, I guess. And
Yeah.
that comes back to life, and suddenly Hyrule Castle is floating over the... I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'm in for it. Give me that Breath of the Wild sequel.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, man. You guys know me. I'm a big Nintendo fan. Nintendo has a low bar to clear with me. And I didn't think they were going to clear it up until the Banjo-Kazooie reveal and the Breath of the Wild sequel reveal. On the strength of those two things, I will give Nintendo a B.
Okay.
I'll give Nintendo a C+.
Okay.
I think similar to Microsoft, Nintendo had to step up in an otherwise pretty lackluster expo. So I'm going to give them an A-. I think that really the only things I really cared about were Microsoft and Nintendo this year. So good job, Nintendo.
A lackluster expo in a year in which we get an announcement for a Breath of the Wild sequel and a extensive look at Final Fantasy VII Remake? Come on, man.
I mean, that's two things.
Those,
and
like,
we just spent
those
an
are
hour and a half
literally-
talking about E3, and there's two major things you could really...
Yeah, but okay, for me personally, those are like literally my two favorite games, like ever.
Yeah, it's just like on top of people like, you know, Sony and stuff not being present anymore.
Yeah, I feel it.
Overall, just felt meh, and the only thing that really garnered any excitement for me was, you know, some stuff from Nintendo and Microsoft. I guess Square
A
Enix
good Star
little
Wars
bit.
game, Leo? A good Star Wars game. We haven't had a good Star Wars game in 15 years. A good Star Wars game. Maybe. It might be. It looks good. It looks good.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you. If you're not into Star Wars, you don't really care about Nintendo, and you're not into JRPGs, then there probably wasn't much here for you. But I happen to be into Star Wars. I love Zelda, and Final Fantasy VII is like one of my favorite games. So I am happy. I'm a happy camper. Yeah, E3 was good for me. I enjoyed it. Any last thoughts on E3?
I hope that they figure out what they're doing with E3 soon, because I feel like it's going downhill.
Agreed.
Well, next year will be the real litmus test, because that's, you know, Microsoft and Sony are going to be coming with new consoles. Probably Nintendo too. Honestly, they're probably going to have a Switch 2 or a Switch Mini or some sort of. They love to just release a new hardware. They release a new piece of hardware and come up with the dumbest possible name for it. The new 3DS XL. Like, fuck off, Nintendo. So there'll probably be lots of exciting hardware announcements next year. You want to get into our most exciting games of the show? Top 5 most exciting games?
Let's just you want to just hit top 5 each of us at
You
once,
just want to
or-
go straight through them?
Straight through them like we did last year, because this is exactly what we did last year.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll go first. What the hell? My number 5 is one of the most surprising things at E3 this year. Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. What the hell? Hey, okay, cool. I'm in. That's my number 5.
Very excited.
My number 4 this year is the same as my number 4 from last year. I am still excited about Cyberpunk 2077. And now we actually have a release date to attach to it. So hopefully this won't be my number 4 next year. It looks interesting. My number 3 is Jedi Fallen Order. If this is actually a good Star Wars... You know what? If this is even a decent Star Wars game, I'll be happy. Star Wars video games have been either non-existent or dog shit for the last 15 years. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
will
true.
like. Again, they have such a low bar to clear here. Like, come on, EA, please don't fuck this up, please. My number 2 is whatever the hell that Breath of the Wild sequel is. We're probably not going to see this game. I'm guessing we're not going to see this game for another year or 2 or 3. But hey, I'm here for it. If it's the Majora's Mask of Breath of the Wild, yes, fucking please. And of course, my number 1 is Final Fantasy VII Remake. Of course. Leo, why don't you go ahead?
All right, I'll do it. My number 5 will be Flight Simulator. I don't know why, but I just
okay, nice.
Something about that game really excites me. I think it's because that's one of the first PC games I ever owned. So yeah, just a big fan of those. My number 4 is going to be Ghost of Tsushima.
Fuck off! Ghost of Tsushima was not at the show.
I know, and it should have been, and that's really why I'm mostly upset. I think about this E3 is that Sony
you can't have a
there.
game that wasn't at the show.
Sony wasn't there, and neither was Ghost of Tsushima, and it's literally the only thing I care about. So
okay.
Number 3, Jedi Fallen Order.
There you go.
I like that it's a reimagining of the Jedi Knight series. I'm on board.
Yeah,
looks badass. Number 2, we'll go to FF8 remake or remaster, whatever it is.
There you
go. Mostly just because FF8. And number 1, again, if you put body modding, Keanu Reeves, and something made by CD Projekt Red in a game, I'm on board. I'm very excited for Cyberpunk. So let's see what it's all about.
So my number 5 is Doom Eternal. For reasons we don't have to go into. Doom's a really good game. Number 4, Death Stranding. I know it's not technically E3, but we saw a trailer a few days ago. And
you guys fuck off! These games are not at the show!
This was like less than a week before the show. It counts.
All right. By that token, then I'm including Mario Maker on there because I am super excited for Mario Maker.
So if we want to go with your logic, James, Nintendo is not counting because they're a Nintendo Direct and they're not at E3. So
come on, they have a presence at E3. They're demoing their games at E3. They just don't have a stage show. By that token, then we have to exclude EA also.
Yeah. Probably. So number 3, Fallen Order. You guys talked about it already. Number 2, Outsiders, which is that 3-player tactical co-op new IP game. That's exciting. It's new. It's fresh, and the way it was described is like a new way of playing a game that doesn't exist currently. So I think that's going to be interesting. And then number 1 is Cyberpunk 2077. Which I'm just glad it's closer to finally being released.
Keanu Reeves, man.
Yeah, that game looks good. I hope it is good.
Yeah.
What do you guys have to endorse?
I've been playing a lot of World of Warcraft lately. They're getting ready to release the WoW Classic Edition. I think we talked about before. I think that I'm going to endorse people should go play WoW. It's still good. You know what's really interesting about World of Warcraft? I feel like there should be like a documentary on this or something. This is a game that is 15 years old. And for years, people have always said like the popularity has been astounding. What's going to be the one game that takes away all of the players? The WoW killer, right? Yeah, that was like what we always talked about for like the first 8 years of that game. Yeah. And they've released expansions and updates. And now, 15 years later, it turns out that the only WoW killer is potentially WoW itself. And now they're just releasing, it's like they're restarting everything. And people are so excited to go play the same fucking game. But
like vanilla WoW from 15 years ago?
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, I think the only WoW killer is going to be time itself.
Maybe. Yeah, people should play WoW. It's still good.
Nice. John, what do you have to endorse?
I've been playing a lot of this game called Dauntless, and I know we talked about Monster Hunter before on a separate episode. And this game is kind of like Monster Hunter, but I think in a better way, at least according to you guys. Like it takes
That
away
was
a
a
lot
good
of stuff.
that was a good episode, by the way. Monster.
That was
Hunter.
a good episode.
That
Go
was-
listen to our Monster Hunter episode.
Yeah, I think it takes away a lot of the stuff that you guys don't like, and it just drops you straight in the action. And the monster only runs away once, and it's not far away, and like that's it. There's just phase 1, phase 2, and you're pretty set. So it's a lot faster paced.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and like it has cross-platform. So like we were talking about earlier, I play with my friend who plays on his Xbox, and we play with people like all over, like with different platforms, like PS4, PC, and yeah, it's really cool.
Nice. Yeah, we might do a World of Warcraft episode at some point, Leo. I was just thinking about that.
I think we totally should.
That would be interesting. I am going to endorse, if you are at all excited about what you saw at Square Enix from Final Fantasy VII Remake, if you're a big Final Fantasy VII fan like I am, I would endorse what I'm going to do, which is replaying Final Fantasy VII at some point this year before that game comes out. I'm also going to endorse a YouTube series by Tim Rogers, who works at Kotaku.com. Tim Rogers is bilingual, or maybe he's multilingual, I don't know, but he knows some English and he knows some Japanese. And he did something really interesting, which is playing the game in English and then also playing the game in Japanese and talking about basically how shitty that game's translation is. And it's a... Oh, God. It's probably like a, I don't know, 8-hour series in total where he plays basically the entirety of the game. Or, well, maybe not the entirety, but like most of the big set pieces in that game and just goes over all the like weird quirks about translation. Which I'm actually finding very, very interesting. Not only is a Final Fantasy...
That's pretty interesting.
It is. It's fascinating. There's so many things that don't come across in the English translation, which is another reason I'm very excited for Final Fantasy VII Remake, is maybe, hopefully, finally we'll have a decent translation of of the personalities behind these characters. For instance, like, Cloud has a catchphrase in Japanese, which he definitely doesn't in English. It's Kyomine. It's Kyomine, which is like basically like I don't care or like whatever,
Kyomine.
man. Yeah, which is actually one of his taunts in Smash. If I think it's like up taunt is Kyomine, which is like his catchphrase, which he doesn't have an English catchphrase.
Or is it more like Kyomine?
Yeah, there you go.
Or is it more like that?
Yeah, like I don't care, man. Like
Kyomine.
Yeah, which I find interesting as like a Final Fantasy fan, but I'm also finding interesting because I'm actually third endorsement. I'm actually
the triple endorsement.
I'm planning a trip to Japan at some point in the future, and I am taking Japanese lessons.
Ichini-san chi.
Yeah, there you go.
That was
something
like three of them.
Except we've learned instead of chi for 4, we've learned yo for 4.
It's chi or yo, and then I think 7 is 2 different options.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We've learned shichiji for 7. Hello, editor's note for anyone who is learning Japanese. Shichiji actually means 7 o'clock. Shichi, I think, is just 7, or you can say nana. Anyway, back to the podcast. But anyway, so also watching Tim Rogers' translation video is really interesting because sometimes he'll like read the Japanese text boxes out loud, and like I'm getting to the point where I can pick up on little words here and there. I'm like, oh, I know kind of what this is going to be like. So yeah, that is my endorsement: playing Final Fantasy VII, watching translation differences videos, and learning Japanese.
All at the same time.
Triple endorsement. I am also a quadruple endorsement. Fuck it, why not?
Oh my God.
Here comes another quadruple endorsement. I am going to endorse emailing us. If you have any feedback for us or any suggestions for games that you'd like to see us cover in the future, please email us at goodgamescast@gmail.com. That's all one word, goodgamescast@gmail.com.
Or leave a comment on one of our various media
We are on YouTube. We are on iTunes. We're on Google Play. We're on Spotify, probably. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, we are on Spotify.
Okay, good. We're on a
That's
lot
how
of
I
things.
follow us.
leave us a comment. Leave us a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe. Give us a 5-star review. Give us everything. Give it to us if you think we deserve it. Maybe we don't deserve it. Maybe leave us some comments about all the things we need to improve. I don't know. Just
I welcome people's hate.
Hey,
honestly,
bring on the hate. I think our next episode is going to be Katana Zero, one of the breakout indie hits of 2019.
Ooh,
so
I have to play that still.
Look forward to that episode. If you're listening to my voice right now and you have not played Katana Zero, you should definitely go check it out and go play it. It is cheap. It is short, which I find to be very nice with how busy my life has been lately. I find a nice short experience, a nice short game to be very nice. It is a nice 5 or 6 hour game. It is also mind-blowing. I loved this game, and we're going to take a deep dive into it on the next episode of the Good Games Cast. Do you guys have anything else before we get out of here?
One more endorsement. Check out the...
Too many endorsements.
Check out the World Series of Poker. It started a week or two ago.
Oh.
And it's going on for the next month and a half. So it's got me in full poker season. So yeah, if you want to play some poker, like, I don't know, leave me a comment and we could like play some hands together.
There you go. What you got, John? Anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, good.
John is mentally checked out.
Yeah, sorry guys. It's been a long episode.
It is a long episode. It's late. So for the Good Games Podcast, I am James.
I'm Leo.
And I'm John.
We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
See ya.
See ya. Coolest, Leo. My top 5. Why is that so funny? You guys don't laugh at me.
Coolest, Leo.
I'm gonna have low self-esteem after this, you know.